Welcome everybody to Forza Motorsport 6, and today we're taking a look at the 1997 Lamborghini Diablo SV. Now, Diablo means devil in Spanish, and this car was produced between 1990 and 2001, where 2,884 were made. So yeah, very limited production, but quite a lengthy production nonetheless, typical of Lamborghini, with the likes of the Countach and the Miura also having lengthy production lengths. So yeah, I personally find this to be one of my favourite Lamborghinis, not just in terms of looks, but also in terms of power, handling, and just overall sense of pantomime. But yeah, the main thing is the fact that the way it looks, plus it's got the great doors, and it's also got pop-up headlights, which is something you really can't beat. These were discontinued from 1999 until its final production year in 2001. So yeah, they didn't last the entire production run because pop-up headlights were going out of fashion around then, but they still look great on this one nonetheless. But the main thing about this car is the engine, which we'll take a look at now. Now, this wasn't the biggest engine that was in the Diablo. There was a 6-litre V12 in the later years, but this is a 5.7-litre V12 engine producing 530 horsepower and 446 pounds-feet of torque, which is pretty decent. It certainly was a lot of power back then, and even now it's still a fair amount of power. So yeah, it's not really aged badly in terms of power, and the engine is still pretty sizable even today. And it's also naturally aspirated, so no turbo lag or anything like that on this car. It's also the first Lamborghini to crack 200 mile an hour, doing around 212 miles an hour, which again is pretty decent even today. 5-speed manual, so even though it doesn't have 6 gears, it's still got a high top speed, and yeah, pretty spacious. Certainly a lot more spacious than the likes of the Countach was. But yeah, to see what this car's really like, we've got to go take it out onto the track and see what it can do. So see you when we get there. Welcome to Hockenheimring full circuit. We're going to take this car around on the first lap and talk through it on the second lap. So yeah, as you can see, typical Lamborghini, really rather fast, and even though it does have all that power, not as untamable as you might think. It does have its moments of understeer, which is one reason why I wish we could try the VT version of this car out, because there was an all-wheel drive version and the VT version did have all-wheel drive, so I would like to see how that car handles in comparison to this. But obviously that car would be a bit heavier with the all-wheel drive, and maybe it's worse in terms of handling, I don't know, but like I said, I would like to try that car out. But this car nonetheless is still pretty fast. 0 to 60, 4.3 seconds, 0 to 109 seconds, and like I said, it will do 212 mile an hour, which is fast by today's standards, to be honest. Granted, it didn't have the advantage of all-wheel drive, which would probably make it even faster in terms of 0 to 60 time. But yeah, still fast even by today's standards. And like I said, there were bigger engine versions with more power than this. So yeah, they will probably be even faster than this car. What makes me laugh about this car is the fact that when they came up with the SV version, which only came with rear-wheel drive, they increased the power over the VT version that had all-wheel drive, which is typical Lamborghini, to be honest. But let's make it less safe in terms of grip, and then give it more power to make it even less safe, which it always makes me laugh. Shame about this car though is the fact that there were so few produced that you never really see them anymore. Whoever buys these kind of cars just locks them away and has them as an investment more than a car to actually drive, which is a shame because it is one of my favourite Lamborghinis and is one of their landmark cars. First of their cars to have all-wheel drive, first to crack 200 mile an hour, first to have more than 500 horsepower. So yeah, there was a lot going for this car back in the day, and yeah, still one of my favourites even now. Looks great, sounds great, drives really well, and certainly is not any worse now than it was great back then. It's not aged badly at all as far as I'm concerned in terms of how quick it is or the way it looks. I still find it to be one of Lamborghini's greats, and yeah, it's a shame there's nothing really like this anymore with them, though hopefully they might go back to their bonkers ways. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.